Hello kids, how are you all doing? I hope you are all doing great. So children, welcome back to English class. Today I am back with an interesting lesson from Unit 6. So the poem that we are going to learn today is titled Hiawatha. And after completing the poem Hiawatha and its textual exercises, we will move on to the next lesson, which is the scholar's mother tongue. So first things first, children, Hiawatha is a poem written by H.W. Longfellow. Here is the picture of H.W. Longfellow, children. H.W. Longfellow was born in the year 1807 and he passed away in 1882. He was an American poet and educator. Now, before we start the poem Hiawatha, I would like to explain to you who Red Indians are and what a wigwam is. Okay? Before we start this lesson, children, let me quickly explain to you who Red Indians are and what a wigwam is. Because the terms Red Indians and wigwam are crucial to your understanding of the poem. So let's try to understand these two terms and then start the poem. As you can see on the screen, Red Indians are the natives of North America. These tribes were called Red Indians by Christopher Columbus. Now, there is an interesting theory as to how these tribes came to be called as Red Indians. Christopher Columbus had set out on a sea trip to find India. But by mistake, his ship landed on a place which he thought was India. So he is called the people of the land Indians. Though it was a mistake made by Christopher Columbus, the name Red Indians got attached to the tribe. So children, Red Indians are the native tribes of North America. Okay? Now children, let's find out what a wigwam is. So these are the two pictures of wigwams, children. In the first picture, you will find a conical shaped wigwam. And in the second picture is a dome shaped wigwam. So wigwams are huts that have a conical or a dome shaped roof. These huts are made by fastening tree barks and animal skin to a structure that is made of wooden poles. Okay? And the Red Indian tribes of North America used to live in such huts or wigwams. Children, now we are ready to start the poem. Okay? Hiawatha was a young Red Indian boy. He lived with his grandmother, Nokomis, in a hut. Before the poem starts, here is a description about Hiawatha. Hiawatha is a young Red Indian boy who lived with his grandmother in a wigwam or a hut. Okay? And the name of his grandmother is Nokomis. Nokomis taught Hiawatha about the wonders around them. She told him about the stars, the trees, the insects, the birds, the animals, and many other things. So here we get to know that Nokomis, Hiawatha's grandmother, was his best teacher. She taught him about the things around him. She shared with him knowledge about stars, trees, insects, birds, animals, and many other things. So Nokomis, who was the grandmother of Hiawatha, was a knowledgeable person, and she shared all this knowledge that she possessed to her grandson Hiawatha. And with the help of his grandmother, Hiawatha was able to understand the world around him. Hiawatha grew up to love them all. He could talk to the birds and animals, and they to him. Here it is said that Hiawatha used to love both birds and animals, and he could talk to them. And these birds and animals also would talk to him. They also loved Hiawatha. Now let's get started with the poem, children. Then the little Hiawatha learned of every bird its language, learned their names and all their secrets, how they built their nests in summer, where they hid themselves in winter, talked with them whenever he met them, called them Hiawatha's chickens. In the first stanza, we get to know how Hiawatha maintained a very close relationship with birds. He learned the language of every bird, and thereby he was able to know their names and all their secrets. He knew how the birds made or built their nests in summer and where they hid themselves in the winter season. So he would talk to them whenever he came across them. They were his best friends. So Hiawatha would call them Hiawatha's chickens. Stanza 2. Of all beasts, he learned the languages, learned their names and all their secrets, how the beavers built their lodges, where the squirrels hid their acorns, how the reindeer ran so swiftly, why the rabbit was so timid, talked with them whenever he met them, called them Hiawatha's brothers. In this stanza, the poet H.W. Longfellow explains to us the strong relationship that Hiawatha shared with animals or bees. Hiawatha not only learned the language of the birds, but also that of the bees or animals. So he knew their names very well, and he also was aware of their secrets. Before I explain any further, children, let me show you beavers, squirrels, and reindeers. So this is a beaver, children. Beavers are large semi-aquatic rodents. So beavers can live both in water as well as land. And this here is the nest or the lodge of a beaver. Okay. The next animal mentioned in the poem is squirrels. Squirrels are also rodents that live on trees and they feed on nuts and seeds. Next, I have for you an oak tree. The seed of the oak tree is called an acorn. So in the second picture, you will find acorns, and squirrels are very fond of acorns. Okay? So acorns are the seeds of the oak tree. Now we have reindeer. Reindeer is a type of deer with large branching antlers or horns. So these antlers that branch out are their specialty. So reindeers have large antlers that branch out. Reindeers are mostly found in North America, and there is also a popular belief that Santa Claus's sleigh is driven by reindeers. So these are the animals that are mentioned in the poem, children. Let's now get back to the poem. Animals are very scared or shy of humans, so they build their houses in spots which are not easily seen or accessible by humans or other animals. But as Hiawatha was very close to these animals, he knew where the beavers used to build their lodges. And he also knew where the squirrels hid their acorns. He was also aware as to how reindeers could run so fast or swiftly. And he understood why the rabbit was shy or timid. So Hiawatha was best friends with each and every creature of nature. For him, birds and animals were his close friends. So he called the birds Hiawatha's chickens, and he called the animals or bees Hiawatha's brothers. So children, this poem explains the interesting story of a red Indian boy named Hiawatha, who was in love with birds and animals. His understanding of birds and animals was so deep that he learned their languages. As a result, he was aware of all their secrets. He would often talk to these animals and birds whenever he met them. And these birds and animals also reciprocated their love for Hiawatha. Now, children, it's time for us to discuss the new words and their meanings. The first new word included in this lesson is wigwam. As you have learned earlier, a wigwam is a conical or dome-shaped hut. These are huts built by the tribes of North America. These huts are built by fastening or tying up animal skin and tree bark on a wooden frame. Using this word, I have framed the sentence, Hiawatha lived in a wigwam with his grandmother. The second new word included here is beavers. Beavers are large semi-aquatic rodents. Here, the word semi-aquatic means living partly in water or partly on land. And the word rodent refers to small animals which have small feet and a tail. Rodents also have incisors, which are sharp front teeth in order to dig onto seeds. Mouse, rats, squirrels are all examples of rodents. Now here is the sentence using beavers, children. Beavers are bigger than rats. Let's now check out the third new word, children, which is acorn. An acorn is an oval nut which is the fruit of an oak tree. On the screen, you can see the picture of acorns, children. These nuts are the favorites of squirrels. So the sentence with the word acorn is, squirrels love to eat acorns. The fourth new word is reindeer. A reindeer is a type of deer with large horns called antlers, and these are mostly found in North America. People in North America domesticate these animals in order to pull their sledges. These are also used for their milk and meat. With the word reindeer, I have framed the sentence, reindeers are found in the northern areas of Europe, Asia, and America. The fifth new word is timid, and the word timid means shy or nervous. On the screen, you will find the picture of a boy who is timid or shy or nervous. So we can frame the sentence, the boy was timid to meet his teachers. It's quite often true that kids are timid or nervous or shy to meet their teachers, isn't it? With this, we have completed the new words, their meanings, and usage. Let's now discuss the textual exercises of the poem Hiawatha. The first textual exercise included in the lesson is Reading is Fun. Here are 4 comprehension questions from the poem, children. Let's discuss them one by one. The first question is, who was Hiawatha? Children, you all know that Hiawatha was a young red Indian boy who lived with his grandmother. Okay? The second question is, who was Nokomis? And this is also a simple question. This is also a simple question. And the answer for this is, Nokomis was Hiawatha's old grandmother. Moving on to the third question. What did he learn about the birds? From the poem, we learned that Hiawatha loved birds. So he learned their language and he knew their names as well as their secrets. So we can write down the answer. Hiawatha learned about the language of all the birds. The fourth and the last question is, what secrets did he learn about the beasts? About the beasts, Hiawatha learned many things, isn't it? He learned their languages and he learned the language of animals. As a result, he was able to communicate with them. He also knew their names as well as their secrets. So we can write down the answer. Hiawatha learned the language of the animals or beasts. So he knew their names and all their secrets. He knew where the beavers built their lodges and where the squirrels hid their acorns. With this, we have completed the textual exercise. Reading is fun, children. This is all I have for you today, children. Thank you and have a great day.